I first met him when they were doing the Radio City retrospective of his life, and Fisk University was giving him an honorary degree. And they put together this concert with a lot of his older sidemen and some new pop musicians. And George Butler had this idea of getting 7 trumpet players together to play a couple courses of the blues and then at the end play a fanfare. But you played a couple courses of the blues with Herbie, Ron, and Tony Williams. So it was interesting because the 7 trumpet players was Randy Brecker, Lou Soloff, John Faddis, my friend, Art Farmer, Jimmy Owens, and Maynard Ferguson and myself. And I remember when we were in the rehearsal, everybody was taking courses, and Ron and Herbie and Tony were like on cruise control. But every time I played, I get a reaction out of them, and it scared me, because they look up and they play something, they smile. And then we got to the gig that night, and the same thing happened. So, and then after we played a couple courses of the blues, Art Farmer came up after we did that, Miles' band came up and played. Miles got his honorary degree, then his band played, and afterwards Art Farmer said, "Your man wants to meet you." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, I know you want to meet him." I was scared, man, because I idolized him and I talked, I followed everything he did. But now was the time to really meet my idol. And we had the same birthday too, so I was. And I remember getting ready to go on the elevator with Art, and I staggered back. And a friend of mine said, "Look, you better go on." Cindy Blackie, she said, "You better go on because you may not get this chance again." So I went up on the elevator and I met him for the first time. And he was so complimentary. He said, "I heard you playing up there." And he was, saying nice things. And he gave me his number and asked me to call him the next day. That's how I met him.
And so how did you sort of at the end became his protege?
Well, during that time, it was from that point on, I just kind of hung around. Whenever he was in town, I was there at the gig. And it just became like a protege mentor type thing. And I was very fortunate, I used to go to rehearsals and other things. It was great.
You had to distill just sort of one impression, one memory of Miles that you would go to. What would it be?
Miles was he was the genius of modern music, and he was also I can't find a word for him, but whenever he walked in the room, people knew it, they could feel it. And he just had that thing that he was the coolest person around. And I was so glad to be in his presence because I got a chance to experience the essence of what he was, what he played, how he was, the way he looked at life, which is what I wanted to do.